Aimee Copeland lives the original like no other. It's hard to even tell her story and do it justice. I can't even imagine, one day just seeing a zip line and going on it for fun, and the next thing you know, your whole life has changed.
We see the first new video of the young woman who made headlines as she fought her way back from something random and frightening.
She was on the zip line with her friends, had an accident, and may I introduce to you, for the first time in our studio, Aimee Copeland.
So the biggest thing that I wish people knew about having a physical disability is that it's really more of a difference than what I would call like a disability. We all have different abilities. Some of us have strengths that other people don't have. Like some everlasting onion peeled by love. So I think that a lot of times, the media portrays people like myself as being these like amazing saintly people who could do no wrong and are just constantly striving for the best. And I think that you miss the humanness of those people when you bypass the fact that we all do have struggles and that healing is not a one and done, it's a process. And it's a lifelong process to figure out who you are and to really truly know oneself. So I think, it's important for people to know that it's ongoing. I don't think people should discount how much help I've had along the way. I didn't do this on my own, and not to be afraid to seek help for themselves, because it's just amazing how freeing it can be. And just because I have a physical disability, quote unquote, I'm different than other people, doesn't mean that I can't do all the things if I'm allowed the opportunity to. So I might have to do it in a different way. I might need certain equipment to do certain things, just like other people who have these differences. But if you give us the equipment we need, if we have a way to get to the place where we're trying to go, if it's accessible. So if you build it, they will come, is kind of what it all boils down to, and just making things as accessible as possible for people with all differences, not just physical disabilities. And one thing that I always tell people is a great way to heal if you're ever suffering is to go help other people. And the person that you really help the most is yourself. Another way that I try to give back in the community is just by my presence every day. When I live in an area that's very walkable, and when I walk down the streets, I look people in the eye and I say hello and ask them how they're doing, and I try to connect with everybody that I meet. And I would say that like tiny, subtle just connection makes a huge difference, actually. And just trying to emit and radiate that light and acceptance and openness for other people to see, and hopefully to model, a way of being. You flip-flop and I wild out. Can you believe it? Can't believe it, but it's